What do you do with an orchid after the blooms drop off? You have three choices. A. Toss it away. B. Give it to a friend. C. Just hang on to it. Don't click away. Be right back. Hello happy YouTubers, this is Marcelina. Welcome to our new video series, Orchid Care for Beginners. In today's first episode, I'm going to talk about what do you do with an orchid after the blooms drop off. So let's get to it. Phalaenopsis orchid produces beautiful flowers that will last for several months. As you can see, my Phalaenopsis orchids here are still holding up blooms for almost 2 months now. When the orchid flowers drop off, what is left is a spike or a stem. And this is the time period where most people lose interest of their orchid. So they may throw away the plant or give to a friend or give to a family members and buy a new orchid that has flower in it. But if you are like me who is patiently hang on to my orchid until my orchid will give me second bloom, in this video I will show you how to keep your orchid healthy so it will give you second bloom. And maybe in the second bloom, your orchid will give you beautiful flowers better than the first flower you first bought your plant. Now, what will you do with the spike? Are you going to leave the spike in the plant? It's kind of ugly, don't you think? Or are you going to prune to a node or remove the spike completely? The choices are yours to make. But if you want to keep your orchid healthy and produce better flower in the second time, I would say your first choice is to prune the orchid. Now, how do you prune orchid? Let me show you. Pruning your orchid will help your plant to stimulate new growth, so it will give you new root, new foliage, and new bud. Once the flowers drop off, the top of the spike doesn't give you flower anymore. So you're going to remove the top and look for node. And this case, I have my node here, I cut on the top. And this one here, there's another node. And I'm going to cut above the node 1/2 to 1 inch. With my sterile clipper, I'm going to give a clean cut. Just like that. Then after my cut, I'm going to spray with alcohol to ensure it doesn't get infected. So that's how you prune your orchid. And this one here, this is going to give me a healthy flower because the energy is focused to this new growth. Now, after you prune your orchid, you're going to take care of them in their vegetative stage. Now, as I have here, look at that, I already pruned the top. And I'm going to take care of this orchid so it gives me a second bloom. Now, Phalaenopsis orchids don't like direct sunlight. So if you grow these orchids, I would advise not to bring outside during hot summer days and place under direct sun because it will burn the leaves or maybe kill the plant. So just keep it indoor because they like inside your home. This is a house orchid, and give it at least 6 to 8 hours of indirect sunlight. And if you want to have the grow light, I will link the best grow light below this video. Just check the link. Now, watering, majority of the problems of orchids, not just the orchids, overwatered plant is most likely kill the plant. So when you water your orchids, make sure you water it properly and make sure that there is no water sitting on the crown because it could end up a crown rot. And I'm going to cover this in my next episode on how do you manage water when you water your orchid plant. Now, orchid will bloom twice, and mostly it blooms in the winter through spring. Now, fertilizer. So I will also cover, I'm not going to cover the fertilizer in this video because this is a series of video. And I'm going to cover in the next series on how do you fertilize your orchid and what type of fertilizer that you are going to feed your plants so it produces a good health and good bloom. Now, sometimes you will, in most cases, you will see a dead spike. So in that case, you're going to remove completely. So I removed this spike. As you can see, it's dead. come from this orchid. So I remove it so it looks a little bit cleaner. Now, in the house, mostly your orchids will collect dust. So what I would do is to remove the dust by cleaning it using cloth or sponge or any kind of materials just to get rid of the dust. Make sure that you don't remove or don't wipe at the back, because this is the breathing organ, which is the stomata. Stomata is the area where where it controls gas exchange. So avoid wiping off underneath. Now, sometimes you will see yellowing on the leaves. Now, it is normal for the orchid to have a yellowing on the leaves if you see it in the bottom, like what you see this one here. So what you will need is just remove the old leaves, because by removing it, it will create a new leaves. But if you see yellowing on the top, then there must be another issue that you are going to investigate and take care of that orchid. Then other than that, the orchid will give you nice bloom. Now, temperature, mostly orchids, I don't have problem of my orchids here. Mostly Phalaenopsis orchids can tolerate a cooler temperature, like between 65 and 75 degrees inside your home. If you're comfortable with your temperature inside your home, I'm sure your orchids will be happy as well. So take care of your orchids, and it will give you a healthy leaves and beautiful flowers year after year. So this is for today, guys. Hope this video helped you. And if you have any questions, comment below. And if you have any other topic in terms of orchids, write that comments also. Then I will cover that in my next episode. Thank you for watching, guys. This is for today. MARCELINA at cashewgreens.com, and see you in the next time. Peace out.